Hello, friends. Welcome to today's story. Today, we're going to learn English through the life of a great personality who taught the whole world that true strength isn't outside, it's within us. We're talking about Swami Vivekananda, a name that stands for confidence, knowledge, and fearlessness. His words still echo today. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. But here's the question. Was he always this great from birth? Kawum. His story begins with an ordinary boy. January 12th, 1863, in Kolkata. A boy was born into a family where tradition and modern thinking lived side by side. His name was Narendra Dutta. His father was a logical lawyer who believed in reasoning everything out. His mother was deeply spiritual and devoted. These two very different influences created a unique balance in Narendra. From childhood, three things stood out about him. He loved asking questions, he was fearless, and he had a hunger to understand new things. One day, kids were playing near an old tree in the neighborhood. An old man scared them by saying, "There's a ghost living in this tree." All the kids got scared, but Narendra didn't stay quiet. He said, "If there's a ghost, I want to see it myself." And he climbed the tree. He stayed up there for hours. No ghost appeared. Coming down, he said, "The ghost wasn't in the tree. The fear was in our minds." This way of thinking set him apart. Narendra wasn't just a book-smart kid. He wanted to understand things deeply. He asked his teachers questions like, "Have you seen God? What is the real purpose of life? Why are some people rich and others poor?" Most people couldn't answer him, but his questions only got deeper. It's said that Narendra had an extraordinary memory. He could read something once and remember it all. But his real strength wasn't just memorizing, it was understanding and thinking differently. He could focus on one subject for hours. His only rule was, when you study, forget the whole world. Then one day, his life changed. His father suddenly passed away. The family's financial situation got tough. Sometimes they even struggled to get enough food. But Narendra never gave up. Often when there wasn't enough food at home, he would lie and say, "I've already eaten outside." This sacrifice shows how big his heart was. Now, there was only one question burning inside him. What is the truth? He searched everywhere for answers, but didn't find peace. Then he met someone who would change his life forever. A simple-looking saint, but with extraordinary experience. His name was Ramakrishna. Narendra was told this man was a sage who didn't just talk from books. He claimed to have seen God. This sparked curiosity in Narendra. He went to meet Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. As soon as he saw him, he asked without wasting time, "Have you seen God?" Usually, people avoided this question. But this time the answer was different. Ramakrishna smiled and said, "Yes, I have seen God as clearly as I see you. Actually, even more clearly." Narendra was shocked. For the first time, someone had said this with complete confidence and no hesitation. Narendra's mind was full of logic. He didn't accept anything without proof. At first, he thought, "This man is emotional, maybe imagining things." But there was something about him, his simplicity, the truth in his eyes, the depth of his words, that kept drawing Narendra back to him. One day, while sitting with Ramakrishna, he gently held Narendra's hand. Suddenly, Narendra felt like the world around him was changing. The room started spinning, the walls disappeared, and he felt a strange peace. He got scared. He thought, What's happening to me? After a while, everything returned to normal. But after that day, Narendra was never the same. A new curiosity was born inside him. Is there really a deeper truth I haven't understood yet? He kept visiting Ramakrishna. Slowly, he realized, spirituality isn't just about rituals or temples. It's an experience. Something you can feel, Ramakrishna taught him. God is in every person. If you serve people, you serve God. Narendra used to be proud of his knowledge, but spending time with Ramakrishna, he realized that true knowledge makes you humble. One day Ramakrishna said, "You are very intelligent, but until your heart opens, truth will remain incomplete." This struck deep into Narendra's heart. Narendra's greatest strength was his focus. Once, while writing a book, there was a lot of noise around him, but he didn't hear a thing. When asked, "Didn't you hear the noise?" he said, "When your mind is fully focused on something, everything else becomes silent by itself." Slowly, Narendra understood that his life wasn't just about him. He was being prepared for a bigger purpose. Ramakrishna taught him, the real meaning of life is to live for others. Now the change in Narendra was clear. Ramakrishna saw something special in his disciples, but Narendra was different from all. He often said, "Narendra, one day you will change the world." At first, Narendra took it lightly, but gradually he realized this wasn't just a blessing. It was a responsibility. Time passed. Narendra was learning, growing, and becoming stronger inside. But he didn't know that a turning point was coming in his life. One that would leave him completely alone. A moment when he would have to prove himself without any support. Over time, Ramakrishna's health worsened. Narendra and the other disciples cared for him day and night. But the inevitable day came. Their guru left this world. This news shook Narendra to the core. The man who showed him the way, who was the answer to every question, was no longer with him. After his guru's passing, Narendra felt utterly alone. He wondered, what now? But slowly he realized his guru had prepared him. Now, he had to find his own path. Ramakrishna's words echoed inside him. You must live for others. Narendra made a big decision. He left his comfortable life behind and chose the path of renunciation. He became Swami Vivekananda. But the path wasn't easy. No money, no home, no fixed place to stay. He traveled from village to village, city to city, sometimes hungry, sometimes sleepless, facing insults. Many times people laughed at him, made fun of his clothes, but he never reacted. He had only one belief. Those who are strong inside, nothing outside can shake them. One day someone asked him, "How do you stay so calm after all this hardship?" He smiled and said, "Because I focus on my goal, not on what people say." This journey wasn't aimless wandering. It was a mission. He wanted to understand India closely. The pain of the poor, the lives of common people. The real condition of the country he saw. Poverty, ignorance, and fear were holding people back. And at that moment, he made a vow. I must awaken these people. One day, he was very hungry, went to many places, but no one gave him food. Exhausted, he sat by the roadside. Then a poor man came and shared his meal with him. He was poor himself, but his heart was rich. Seeing this, Vivekananda got emotional. He realized, the real strength of India is its people. They just need the right direction. Now his goal was clear. To awaken confidence in people, to make them realize their strength, and to show the world India's true identity. He used to say, You are not weak. You just don't know yourself yet. Around this time, he got news. A big conference was happening in Chicago, America, where people from different religions of the world would gather. This was the chance to show the spiritual strength of India to the whole world, but there was a problem. He had no money, no recognition, and the road ahead wasn't easy. Now he had two choices: give up and stay where he was, or risk everything and move forward, and he chose what a warrior would choose. Whatever happens, I will try. Going to America wasn't easy. No money, no recognition, a foreign, unknown country. Still, he didn't give up. Some people helped. Some gave money, some gave clothes. And with this support, he set off on a long journey. Crossing the ocean, there was only one thought in his mind: I will go as the voice of my country. When he arrived in America, things weren't as easy as he thought. A strange place. Different language and culture and discrimination in people's eyes. Many times he had no place to stay. Sometimes he went hungry. Sometimes spent cold nights without shelter. But he didn't complain. His focus was only on his purpose. One day, when everything seemed difficult, a kind woman saw his condition and invited him into her home. She didn't just give him food, she restored his confidence. Sometimes a little help can change the whole direction. Finally, the day arrived. 1893, Chicago, Parliament of the World's Religions, 1893. A huge hall filled with scholars, religious leaders, and thinkers from around the world. Everyone came with prepared speeches. But what did Vivekananda have? No written speech, just confidence, experience, and love for humanity. When his name was called, he walked onto the stage. He paused for a few seconds, then started with these words: Sisters and Brothers of America. That was all it took. The whole hall erupted in applause. People stood up and clapped continuously for almost 2 minutes. Why? Because for the first time, someone called them brothers and sisters, from the heart, without any discrimination. His speech wasn't just words, it was a feeling. He said, all religions are different paths, but the destination is the same. Hatred won't unite the world. Respect will. India has always accepted everyone. He explained to the world that true strength lies in unity, not division. After his speech, the whole atmosphere changed. People welcomed him, standing up. Newspapers started talking about him. Everyone wanted to meet him. He was called the voice of India, a spiritual leader, a symbol of new thinking. Before this speech, many looked at India with prejudice, but now they began to see India as a land of knowledge and spirituality. One person said, if this is India's thinking, we should learn from it. Even after such huge success, Vivekananda didn't change. Same simplicity, same humility, same spirit of service. He used to say, if my words help someone, that is my victory. This success wasn't the end. It was just the beginning. Now his mission grew bigger. To unite the world and awaken his country. When he returned to India in 1897, he wasn't welcomed like a saint, but like a hero. Thousands lined the streets. Everyone wanted to see him. But amidst all this welcome, his eyes saw something else. The country's poverty, people's despair, and lack of confidence. He realized, my work is not done yet. Everywhere he said the same thing. Arise, awake, and stop, not till the goal is reached. This was more than just a sentence. It became a movement. He told the youth, believe in yourself, don't let fear control you. Dream big and have the courage to make those dreams come true. For Vivekananda, education wasn't just books. He said, "Education is that which brings out the hidden power inside a person." He believed, every person has potential, they just need to recognize it. His greatest teaching was, if you want to see God, serve people. He called helping the poor, sick, and needy the greatest form of worship. For him, spirituality meant love, compassion, and selfless service. Once, a young man asked him, "How can I be successful?" Vivekananda said, "Grab hold of one idea, make it your life. Think about it, dream about it, forget everything else." That is the real secret to success. As his popularity grew, some people got jealous. Criticism came. Accusations were made, but he never responded. He said, "Don't fear criticism. It makes you stronger." Due to constant work, travel, and service, his health started to weaken. But he chose not to stop. His mission was bigger than his comfort. On July 4th, 1902, at just 39 years old, he left this world. But before leaving, he told his disciples, "Be strong, be fearless, and keep serving others." His life was short, but his impact is infinite even today. His words inspire people. When someone feels like giving up, when someone is surrounded by fear, you can hear Vivekananda's voice. All the power is within you. You just have to recognize it. This story isn't just about one person. It's about every person who wants to discover their inner strength. Swami Vivekananda taught us, overcome fear, stay focused on your goal, and live for others. If you really want to learn something from this story, start today. Believe in yourself. Face your fears. Work for your dreams, because to change the world, all you need is a strong person inside.